One of the keys to manifesting and one of the keys to actually making it through tough times in life where things seem to be like falling apart, things don't make sense, the world that you knew doesn't exist anymore, is getting into the eye of the storm. So what is the eye of the storm? I mean, when you look at hurricanes or tornadoes in nature, they're telling you that at the center of complete chaos and destruction is a complete, relaxed, controlled, safe, secure place. And if you can get into that space, you will allow that storm to carry you to where you need to go. And I know it's easier said than done, but it's a very important spiritual practice, because when you're living on planet Earth, when you're here and you're going through life, you will not be able to avoid the storms in life. I don't care where you live, I don't care what you do. If you're in this realm, you're on this planet, I don't care if you're not even around civilization, there will be storms in life. That's just a part of life. But where you put your mind during that storm and your ability to see the storm and see it as a storm that will eventually pass determines how that storm will affect you. And ultimately, most storms, most periods of chaos in people's lives is really there to carry them to a better place. If you notice, the eye of the storm is in the center of a hurricane or center of the tornado, but it's moving. It's moving along with that tornado. It's moving along with that hurricane. So just think of it as if whatever you're going through right now, whatever you're experiencing, that there's a point, a central point of stillness, of calm, of centeredness. And if you can continuously bring yourself there into that state, what will happen is you won't even realize it, but over time, that state will help carry you to the next level or next stage of your life. Where people go wrong, I shouldn't say wrong, but where people kind of make things worse and mess up is they get out of the eye and they get into the storm and they get beat up bad. If you've ever been in a hurricane or you just seen it, once you're in that storm, things can come at you and it's hard to see, it's foggy, it's rainy, it feels out of control, and the storm becomes their identity. So what you can do is, one of the key things is to not make what's happening your identity or who you are, not attach yourselves to it. That's one of the secrets to getting through storms. One of my mentors taught me that years ago. It's been something that's really helped me. So when you're in this storm, people like to think that their mind starts to race, because your mind likes stability. Your mind likes certainty. It likes to predict what's going to happen. So the brain is a prediction machine. And when storms come, so say it's breakup of a friendship or a loss of a job or a loss of career, something that gave you stability, something that gave you a sense of who you are, and that gets destroyed or that gets changed, your sense of who you are can feel destroyed. Your sense of who you are, your identity, can feel like it's tumbling down. It's not. But what's happening is that thing that you were attached to, that thing that you gave your identity and power to, that's what's being destroyed. That's what's leaving. Because you're attached to that thing, you feel that you are. And that's why practices that help you to become centered again and to release your attachment to these things, they can help you pull yourself out of that. And you'll find there's an inner stability, there's an inner rock, there's an inner power that flows through everybody. And when that flows through you, that the answers come, the direction comes, the guidance come, better than any YouTube video or better than any book can give you. because it's coming from your own central guidance related to your own specific situation. But can you calm the racing mind enough, enter a state of stillness to be able to receive the guidance? And not just that, receive the inner strength. There's a sensation of strength, a sensation of confidence that hits you when you are in that storm. So pay attention to that and make sure that you get into the center of the storm by stilling and calming your mind and waiting for answers and direction. And trust me, they will come. All right, continuing this video now. I was interrupted, but let me finish my points now. So when you're into the storm or the eye of the storm, things look differently. When you're in that calm state, when you're in that relaxed state, your expectations change. It's very important, meaning you're expecting things little by little to work out. You start allowing and seeing good in things that you didn't see before. So now you can start to see, okay, these things are happening, but maybe it's happening for a good reason. Or you know what, that job was really weighing you down. You've been there so long and you've been giving your all to it, and it hasn't been giving back to you in return. You found good in it. You invented reasons to hold on to it. Maybe you held on to it too long, or maybe you held on to that relationship a little too long, right? Or maybe you've had that belief a little too long, and it's been really restricting who you are. So when you go into that eye of the storm, what happens is your perception changes. You start expecting things little by little to work out slowly, little by little. You may have glimpses, flashes of that, little windows that open. But that's enough for your inner mind to help you see things differently. It's that little crack that opens, a little, breeze that comes in to bring fresh air in to a stale environment. And that once that begins, now you want to open the window a little bit more and get more fresh air. Open the curtains, bring that sunlight in, and that helps you to see things differently. Of course, the storm could be raging and even intensifying around you and outside you. So things can be happening at a rapid rate or not making sense and bringing up a lot of uncertainty. See, the mind doesn't like uncertainty, as I mentioned. So if you are looking for certainty, for level ground, you're not going to find it right away in terms of your external. What you will find, though, is a certainty within you that you find a way, that you will make it through. That something inside of you, higher than what your mind can see, is guiding you. You want to tap into that flow. You want to tap into that energy, because that's the energy that's going to help you shift your whole perspective. The more you can do this, the easier it'll become, and the less you'll be paying attention to the sounds of the wind out there and all that destruction. And the more you'll be focusing on that inner voice, it's kind of like a peace that comes over you, that an acceptance. Well, it's happening, so I'm not going to resist it anymore. A lot of the issues that come with when people are going through stuff, when they're in storms, is resistance. And by resistance, I mean, why is this happening? It shouldn't be happening. And it's just the idea of the mind not being able to accept reality because it loves that certainty, like that old reality. So most of the suffering comes from as they call in Zen or Buddhism, the second arrow, meaning there's a situation and then there's your interpretation of the situation. And the interpretation is what brings a lot of that stress on, is what brings a lot of that suffering on. So by relaxing and calming your mind frequently throughout the day and going into these spaces inside you, what happens is you now can find a space, like as I said, where you can see things differently. where you open the door to things working out for your reality. So this was a short video on that, and I gave you plenty of tips and things to think about, and things to show you if you were resisting it, if you were in uncertainty, if you were judging it, if you were doing all these things, then you know you're making the storm worse. You're going into the 100-mile-an-hour winds. You're getting beat up by what you see. You are losing your ground, your foundation, which causes your mind to amplify even more. So, been a lot of distractions in this video. Must be important. But we covered everything and that I wanted to cover today. So reflect on these things, and when you see these patterns, you see your mind going into wanting answers right away, freaking out, and all this stuff. What I want you to do is just come back to stillness, come back to relaxation, and allow that inner guidance to speak to you. Like, subscribe, comment. Hope this video helped.